Hey, hello, hello. It's Monday. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend. Um, so it's Monday. It's Beastieball night. Um, sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. Hey, holy cow! Congrats on getting first here. How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Um, Good to see you. It's it's Monday. It's Beastie Ball night. Um, but um, uh, if this is your first time joining us for a Beastie Ball stream, we're at the point in this game where we're at this game's equivalent of the Elite Four from Pokemon, and we got our butt kicked. It's just loot. I see. Um, we got our butt kicked by Gene, who was this guy that we ran into occasionally, and our starter went off with him to train for a bit and came back with some new moves and stuff, which was pretty cool. And his team whooped my butt. His team leans very heavily into mind attacks and mind defensive beasties. This game has 3 types of attacks: attack and defense stats. There's no special attack, special defense, attack, defense, speed. It's just you have attack stats in all 3 types of attack, and defense in all 3 types of defense. Which is kind of refreshing. There's not a ton of to keep track of, and you have abilities, and they have personalities or vibes or whatever. And we got our butt kicked last week. So today and probably next week, we will be doing nothing but grinding XP for Reclaimer here and Sugar, because their species are called Riplashes. They're Riplashes. I don't know words. They're very physically powerful, and then they have their highest defense stat. Their highest base defense stat is mental. So my hopes are that they'll be good enough to help us get through the Gene fight, because we did get close. We got close, and then we got down to Gene's last 2 healthy beasties, and they were walls. One of them is this big Hydra worm thing that its ability doubles all healing it's given. So and then its partner beastie that it was on the field with at the time is called a Bealb. A Bealb is so his ace is this thing, a Hydrome. We don't have one. You only get them via evolution, and yeah, it receives double healing, and it was partnered with, where's the Bealb? There's Bealb. This little lightning, I don't know if you can see it behind my big head, but it's this little light bulb electric eel thing, and its ability gives it an attack boost at the end of each turn, which is nuts. And it can heal itself and its ally, so you know, they're very both tanky and very much both very good wall beasties, and we just could not output enough damage to chew through them at all. So we either need to hope that we can just output enough damage to wipe them, or win before they get sent out, which is going to be rough. So we're training some Riplashes. We didn't actually look at their morphology yet. We didn't look at a handful of Beasties' morphology. Where is he? So last week we did some backtracking, did some side quest stuff. There were 2 overworld encounters in this game. This Pladian, this Hadrosaur platypus thing, which I love this thing. It's super cool. And Diabloceras, this big squid. And you can't catch them. You have to get them via evolutions. And we got Pladian via evolution. We're still working on Diabloceras, but looking at his base stats here in the corner behind my big head, he wouldn't be too much help stat-wise. But our goal for now is just to get through Gene, and then after Gene is the champion. So we'll see how that goes. But one of my favorite things about this game is that each beastie's the way their evolution, their catch conditions, and how you get them and stuff is in the game, like at the Pokedex. And then they have their, you can look at their available traits, and then the XP required to get them to level 100 and all that, and which stat they train allies in. So I don't know if I mentioned this already, but this game is Pokemon, but you train your beastie team to play volleyball instead of fight to the death. And I think it's a very cool and very novel combat system. It's very fun. And so every battle is a double battle, because you need 2 beasties. It's like Wii Sports. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, every match is a double battle. And allies have... each beastie has a stat that they train the ally in. So Pladian here trains their ally that they participate in battle with, +3 mind defense, which is actually +3 is really good. And then you have their base stat totals in the game, and then you have their learn set, and then moves they learn via friendship. So you have their learn set and their TM move, egg move, equivalent, whatever, from Pokemon in the game. You don't need to go to a wiki. It's right here. It's amazing. I love this so much, and I wish more creature collectors did this. It's such a nice quality of life feature. It's so good. And then they have this morphology section, which shows you their colors and which part of them are that color. And then they include, I don't think we looked at this. They include the concept art for that particular beastie. And it's super cool. It is very cool. And we can zoom in here. So that's a max zoom. But yeah, the text is a little too small for us to read. So the concept behind this beastie is, or its previous stages. Where is it? This is its first stage. This is Platena. It's a little platypus in an eggshell. Very cute little guy. And I love him a lot. I love all the designs in this game. Some have taken me a bit to get used to, or took a bit to grow on me, but overall, I think this game knocks the socks off of Temtem. Like, it just it punches Temtem right in the schnoz in terms of creature design and like everything really. Um, I've talked about Temtem and my opinions on Temtem quite a bit, but this game's creature designs just they knock Temtem out of the park. It is really no contest at all. And as their animation frames here, or whatever they're called. Welcome back from the ad break. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you. But good to see you, holy cow. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. Thank you. But that's the first stage. Then it evolves into this Platypulse. And we see they went through a couple different forms. And they were leading into this one. And then I really like this one. This theropody platypus thing. I love him. The one in the middle especially. It's just so good. And we have Platypulse. So it is, their designs are, I think, are maybe subject to change. But this is the one in the game right now. And Platypulse, under certain conditions, evolves into Platian. This is my first time looking at these. Whoops. Trying to zoom. Electroreceptive animals. So the theme is because Platypus has like the sensors in its bill or whatever that receives electric signals or something. I'm probably misremembering things, but that seems to be like it's an electric platypus, which I think is cool. Because Temtem also has a platypus design, which I think is Temtem's best thing. Best creature design in Temtem is the Platypult or whatever its name is. That evolution line in Temtem, I think, is its best work. So we're gonna go with a raptor platypus. I like the big tail because through Platypulse's concept art, it looked like they were gonna go with this big sleepy guy that lays on its tail. Whale tail, which I like a lot. And then we have this concept art down here, which I don't think we've seen before. So it looks more like a... I don't think we've seen these papers here. Maybe they might have been on the other one. But a big, like, salamander thing. Those in the bottom left there, this paper here. Remind me of a giant salamander. You're a holy cow. Thank you, Spirit. Completely absent-minded in the text charges like vibes. I like this spiny one. That one's fun. So they went from raptor platypus to hadrosaur platypus mix. Alright, and if you've never been here before, or you don't know, I really like dinosaurs. They're one of my favoriteest things. Alright, I'm trying to zoom in here. I can't watch it. Hadrosaur plus platypus mix 2. Skew it more like hadrosaur or something that puts more emphasis on the bill. Some sort of crest. Maybe tie crest to electric theme somehow, as if it's stored sensed with it. Mixing with lightning rods. They're called transformers. Big power line pole things that look like creatures. I don't know, I just thought they looked like all monsters when I was little. But I like these a lot. Mixing with transmission tower insulator discs. Oh, that's what they're called. Okay. And it looks like we have one more paper. I like these a lot too. I think H is my favorite. I think H is my favorite. I like the rings on G. You sent it? Okay. I can't watch it. I can watch it after stream, sweetheart. Thank you for the meme though, thank you. We have Spinosaurus. Whoops. Oh, they cut it off right there. Look, you can see raptor claws on their feet. I wanted to see that. And then they tried Spinosaurus. Longer bill. Maybe sail and tail are like a sheet of light. Something. No sail, only spikes with electric current. The longer bill. Looking. I hate those things. I would play with them and then I would pinch my thumb with them. Wait. No, those are like power clamps. Never mind. I'm thinking of like clothesline pins. Not those things. Not those things. Clothesline pins. But they do kind of look like those things. And then we ended up with whatever down here in the corner. So, I get Hadrosaur when I look at it still. But maybe they, it looks like they implemented a lot of Spinosaurus stuff here. They kept the hand posture, the big feet, and the wide tail. And the spines on the back. So that's cool. That's pretty neat. Oh wait, there's more. There's more. And here's its animation key things. Which are also very cool. Okay, so now that I've seen this, yeah, it definitely seems to be more Spinosaur-y than Hadrosaur. But I like the hand posture. Not that the hand, like, probably because he uses them to walk, but dinosaur hands can't move like that. They can't. The herb is pronated. Like, we can twist our hands up and down. Dinosaurs could only hold them kind of palms facing each other and twist them a little. They didn't have full range of motion like we do on our wrists. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like the lights down here, the spots on his between the belly color and the back color. Nice. I like this spur on the heel too, like a platypus has. That's fun. It's not colored like that in the game, but still really cool. That's really neat. Okay, how do we get one of you? Use a combo play. Okay. We don't have a magpipe, so we're gonna do a bunch of grinding. How many? 7. Okay, let's see. Play some approach, please. Okay. So we need to do a ton of grinding. Either down here is our best spot, or we don't have a magpipe, and we can get one really easily. magpipes. Where do they spawn? Around here. Alright, well let's go get a magpipe. Yeah, one of my favorite designs in this game, sorry, is this little mouse guy here. They're little mice rat creatures that live in discarded food, food soup cans, like hermit crabs, and their ears are shaped like pull tabs on cans, and the end of their tail is shaped like a can opener. It's so good. I love them. I adore their design. And every beastie has a couple color variations here. There are shiny versions of them called rare morphs, and then there's just regular morphs here. This one has a more orange and yellow colored beast. This one has all red. What color is in the beastie? I have a roan red. That's orange, brown. Okay, go for this one. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. So we're doing this to get XP, and we need to get a Garude too. We don't have. Oh, our research is. Okay. I messed up. We'll just have to play this one through. Have any. No. Nope. Don't need to move then. So, you do more damage when you serve near the net. You also take more damage. But there are serves or attacks that hit vertically instead of horizontally across the field. So you need to keep those in mind. And beasties, that one's got blue beads. Could use 3+ supports, please. Okay, you got the calmest. They communicate in piercing shrieks. The largest Garude tends to be the leader of the flock. Excuse me, sorry. Do I need to do one more support play? Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, it's fine. So, one more thing. So beasties form relationships with each other. They can be besties, partners, and rivals. And each has a unique combo action. So besties have a defensive action. I think at least Bert's does. A volley and an attack. And there's probably one that's a support somewhere. And they unlock these after playing with each other, playing matches with each other for a long enough amount of time. So unfortunately, if we want to get a bird, we have to use a combo play. So it's 100. And so other players' teams, you can send out away teams, kind of like your Palico. You can send your Palico on expeditions in Monster Hunter World, or your you can send monsties on expeditions in the Monster Hunter Stories games. You can do that in this game, and then they get XP while they're out on away games. So it's another way to passively earn beasties XP, which is really great. They don't bring you back resources like in Monster Hunter Stories, but they do get XP. How was I talking about this? I don't remember why I was talking about that. Sorry. Why was I talking? Why did I bring that up? Hey, Gazelle. Thought of doing script bill for ASMR. I've done roleplay stuff. It was a couple months ago. Earlier this year. I did do a couple roleplay videos. Not with hand cam though, just the model. So I don't know if they did super great. You could probably find them via just filtering uploads by most popular. I have thought about it, but I am really a terrible actor, and I don't know if I don't think I would be very good at it. I think it'd be pretty stilted, but that's just me. We don't have a Zephyr either. Do we know how to get one of these? Like 4+ move action. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Also, hi Gazelle. How you doing, Spirit? How you doing? Oh, we have to charge the meter. No, and don't worry about the side tangent. No worries, sweetheart. Good to see you, Gazelle. Your scripts, yeah. I've done some role plays. If you want to try and find those, but they're improv. And yeah. People seemed to like them. I did one that's M for M, and then I did it again as M for A, and then I did a second one for oh that you've already seen them. All right, one more volley. Do our combo. Prepared attack, and we hit here. And we hit their combo play. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Excuse me. But yeah, so I haven't done any roleplay stuff since then. I could try to think of something to do for a roleplay video, but those are all three of those are just improv. So I'm glad people like them. I think people like them. I think one of them was I woke up and it was like a crazy amount of views, at least compared to the other VODs and stuff. Like, why is this so popular? Why'd this get so many views? All right. So now we get both of these. Use a starter. Level's too high. Alright, so now we have a Magpike. So this game is in early access, but I hope you're doing alright, Gazelle. Thank you for some advice here. Thank you. That's what you need, structure. I don't know. I just kind of channeled how I would treat my partner in that situation. Maybe that's... I think that's how I did that. We give that our nickname. Trusting +1 to any boost received from points. That's pretty good. That kind of... Yeah, it's got green beads. Name him, I think we probably have someone named Duke already. River. Sure. Zephyr. Yeah! So the game is early access, so a lot of the beasties don't have idle animations, and their animations aren't done. Some of them have stills that aren't even colored yet. But the game is pretty much relatively bug-free. I think we've... I don't recall running into anything game-breaking, at least. Zephyr. We'll name you... Alright, so we need a Garude. A Garude's recruit condition does 3+ support plays. Hooker and Cleaner or Reclaimer, sorry. Whoops. And I really love the music in this game. It's really good. We don't need to move anyone up, do we? I don't think we do. And trust me, I like a nice ASMR roleplay, I do, but I don't know if I would be very good at doing a scripted one unless I memorized the script. Or wrote it myself. Shield. Flex. Missile. No, it's fine. I didn't take it that way at all, Gazelle. No worries. Alright, this should hopefully count a free ball. Just to see if that worked. That's enough free support plays. It is. Awesome. The Groot wishes they could keep playing with you. have a Garud now. Can you support plays during the... I think their first stage has that too. Okay. Do I have a nickname for this Garud? They're like kangaroo mice, kangaroo rats, but like jerks. They're rude. This one's vibe is gentle though. Barney. What Barney? Probably nicknamed someone Barney already, but excuse me, we'll do it anyway. So we haven't looked at these guys' morphologies yet. Oh, fancy. Old fine tails, numbers, book trails with faint stripes are too busy. Cool. This one doesn't have as many. Gotcha. Only has one page. Oh, is it food that's skewered on them? Oh, they're butcher birds. Varies would be main color variation. Each has their favorite colors. Feather spikes, just shaft, fluffy bits. Be fluff and on base. Stiff bird, maybe. Frogmouth. Frogmouth birds. These species thrive in a close-knit community. They can't reach their own spines, so a well-decorated bird is well-loved by their friends. That's cute. Shoes. That's what I think. So they're emo butcher birds. In cities and towns, you can find them wearing found and scavenged objects. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Rude. Lots of sketches of their faces. That one looks like a parakeet. That's a crazy looking. What are they called? Rookie? Rookie? I think they're called rookies. Is that what the shiny rookie looks like? That's crazy. Crazy shiny if that is what they look like. Did we look at Riplashes? Oh, no, we didn't look at Riplashes. Very cool. I like these a lot. Little pupper sharks, little dog sharks. Got a Racket Shark 02, 002, or 2. That's what it looks like. And it's smacking the ball. It's a little tennis ball shark. Okay, that's really cute. I wonder if we'll get a version of that at some point. Because I like this design a lot. It's very good. Very cute. Slap shark. I like that one a lot too. Oh man. Blunt old gums like tooth. Yeah, he's got his skull as his face. Nice. Bill tooth. Water. So how did they end up with the Riplash? Like the Mosasaur looking thing. That's cool. That's really cool. Wonder if we'll get that later. As a extinct evolution. I wonder. Okay, so these guys are level 4 in their level 40s. Learned overpower. Muscle memory. Or conquer. at all. Yeah. Then back up. I like the music here. I don't remember this bit of it. Boom, 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 boom. So we'll just be spending the next couple weeks grinding XP with the Garden Reclaimer. Hey CJ, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm doing alright. Did some lawn work today. Remember to do my laundry, so shouldn't be up to 2 a.m. again, like last month. I don't remember what moves Penelope has. Breaker, okay. Har har. Railway volleyball, this is definitely an extreme sport, yep. Well, I don't think trains run on these tracks anymore. To Reclaimer, we muscle memory, and we hit vanilla P or lethal. Lethal, they don't die in this game, they just get real tired. Alright, UCJ, good to see you, sweetheart. You still have a turn of shields. Wild Zephyr. Another thing I really like about this game is what we're doing right now. There's no PC system in this game, box storage system like in Pokemon. Ow, that was supposed to wipe. Okay. Let's volley it to Reclaimer. Also memory. They're gonna shield. Yep. They've hit the Zephyr. Oh well. So your beasties just wander around. And when you want them in your party, you just call them and then they show up after a few seconds. And you can run into them just wandering around and you can play matches with them. And it's great. We hit here because they're angry. And when the beastie is angry, they can't do any moves but attacks. So they couldn't shield again, which makes you take a quarter of the damage you would otherwise. I think it's a quarter. There we go. They're more and more used to each other. Each understands what the other wants to do almost before they do. They're partners. So the Steam page, last I looked, calls it sweethearts, but they're partners. Amazing, yeah. It's one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. It's a sheepdog. It's a sheepdog. A literal sheepdog. It's so good. I think they might evolve again, but we have to get through the Elite Four first, because half the map is covered in shadow, and I can't scroll any farther than this. So I think we might be able to go to a part of this map, maybe after we beat the champion, because down here, this path right here, we can't go through until we're a champion. Like, you can't go in the dark cave to go get Mewtwo till after you're champion. And the Beastiepedia tells us that there are beasties past in there in the shadow section. So at least part of that is going to be accessible when we're done. But we'll see. I think there's other Waglashes here. It might be better to train against Waglashes. They're about the same level, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, for next couple weeks, probably tonight and probably next week, we'll just be rambling, we'll grinding XP. Alright. Oh, that actually hurt a bit. That's pretty good volley. That's a pretty good volley. Power up 4. But their defense is lowered by 4, except Sugar is immune to lowered stats. So let's see if this works. I think it's Sugar. Yeah, that's freaking broken, dude. That's so good. What? Okay. I got 204 damage. Even more because he moved up. 306. On a guy at a higher level. That's nuts. That's a broken combo play. This is a numbered team. Okay. Sugar, bit port. He made himself noisy. Okay. Put the 38. Killer has 55. How much can they do? 48. More if they move up. So probably thank you out. With Vanilla Bean. Go ahead, go. Yep. 76. Ouch. Ouch. Actual volleyball, like the Varos header. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever played volleyball since like last time I remember playing volleyball is elementary. I took racket sports in high school because racket sports. So they run the mile, but it's fine. Okay, Starboard is angry. Probably isn't gonna KO. Oh no, it did. It wiped. Cool. So when they wipe, that means they just drop the ball because they're out of stamina. Shield. Not yet. But that's a good move to know. So we hit here and do at least 62 damage. Yep, they swapped in the Waglash. 62. Like some of the beasties are designed to play. Like there's a cat guy that with massive paws. to catch and serve. It's cool stuff. Flavor claimer again? We'll see. We might wipe here. Nope. Hyper spike. Oh my goodness. 170. I believe hyper spike can only be used from the net. And it makes you tired, which means you can only do basic actions, like you can only volley and do the basic 1 damage serve. So it is an expensive move, but it is until it wiped us and then they get another go. Back out. There's a free ball. Okay. Get this guy for 50. Yeah, made himself noisy. Okay. Heal. We can do it again. I know we can. Took 4. Hit here and we win. Cool. Decent amount of XP. Now we have a social battery charge. The V key makes you clap. V key. And clap. Oop. So this is gonna take a little while. It's been almost an hour already. We're just getting started with grinding. Okay. Oh, I fought one of these guys. Little mollusk clam things. Okay. Run away from it. You have a number? No. Where's it running from? Argelia. Okay. That's what Jam Jam evolves into. Reduces species stamina to 0. The hive mind can be slow to make decisions, leaving them inert for long periods. Inert Orgella are frequently mistaken for fruit. So to recruit him, oh, okay. They have cut. Gotcha. It's fine. Still got a bunch of XP from that. There's a decent chunk. So we have a social battery charge. That means we can invite someone out or request a favor. Well, they both have steadfast. Get him high 5, transfer boost to benched ally, tag out with benched ally. Guild chairs, break dance, special treat. Gives them boosted XP for a short amount of time. If I do that. Oh hey, Reclaimer wants a special treat, huh? Yeah, of course I'd love to make them one. I've learned all about different beastie diets, including Riplash. I'm feeling fired up, so that means we got XP boost for Reclaimer for a little while. $59. Okay. So we want to move him up. We want to get them to at least like level 55 before we even think about attempting the fight with Jean again. Okay. So now we can get Nargella. Throws instantly from 0 stamina and just feels too stuck. Jelly. Or, excuse me, jellyfish. There we go. Thank you, CJ. Level up to level 42. Awesome. Okay, let's run around here. See if we can. Oh, there's one. Cool. I really like that crab, that crab beastie too, because its hammer looks like a top hat and it's right holding a cane. Its concept art in the game, they were trying to go for like a singing crab. That ended up being a gentlemanly butler crab instead. Which I think is also really nice. Oh, it has Hyper Spike. Nothing horizontal. Hey, sugar. 81. Elliot. So memory 58. Okay. Whew. So again, we'll hit here. It'll do more damage. Cured. We want to swap you out for probably it doesn't really matter. Flex. Molly. Muscle memory. 41. Third crab, yep. Oh, not check out. Could be. Good boy. Oh boy. Ooh, we took it. swap out? No. Whew. Yay! Back out to heal. There's some of our beasties up here that we can damage with. Hi, Susan. They're just Susan and Caspian. Fine. We probably want to knock out Susan. Yeah, help out Caspian. What does this Susan have again? Roll shot. Auto target's back row. 65! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. You have a shield, so you're not gonna die anyway. The cabaret. Right. Sugar is in wipe range from Susan. Yep, especially now. There's the roll shot. Alright. Go here. I blocked Bert. Blocked the wrong person. We get another serve. And the beasties that are on your team, or that you've tamed or recruited, that you play matches with, also get XP from it as well. So it's great. There's game. More. Wait. Woo. Alright, he's not fired up anymore. This does not last very long, does it? Alright. So I put in the title, we're gonna ramble about dead card games and cryptids, or because I watched some videos about cryptids today. And oh, there one down here. Oh. Oops. I don't know where to start. Should be fine. It's gonna take a while. This is gonna take a while. Oh, there they are. Relief. Here. Back out. Okay. Oh wait, Jellyfish has the side cut shot. Oops. Oops. They got a lot of XP from patience. With who's my fielded player. That don't really care. Been an hour already. We just spent a chunk of the stream at the beginning rambling. I'm gonna do a cut shot again. Oh. Okay, we're tied. Launch. He's from back row, shift stuff to front row. To find a way to move ourselves to the back row. Go here, and I think whatever they swap in, we win. Go. Sorry, Jade. Cool. It also charges our social battery. The person back here. How much damage? 37. 55. 31. We should probably swap out our claimer. Give me 1 second to build my nose real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Look back from the ad break. You didn't miss anything but me blowing my nose. There's not a ton of XP. Okay. Hi Blue, thank you for being here. Thank you, sweetheart. How you doing, Blue? We're just grinding and rambling. Up here. Yep. Just Susan. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Susan. Okay. Popped out. Sorry if I'm not talking much, I get distracted here. Here for 77. Laurel. Probably this one. Thank you for the alert complete. Thank you, sweetheart. Uh-oh. Okay, we did block. Is it going to be enough? No, it wasn't enough. Your keyboard's all messed up. Oh no. Alright, Gus. We'll knock out Susan. Oh, we tried. Oh boy. 52. Here. Himself noisy. Okay. Wait the Gus. We got drum going. Now we hit here. Up into your gullet. 72. That's gonna cut shot. Move Gus up. Woo! Oof. Well, here, 98 damage. Okay, block Gus. Okay, get another serve. Hit here and whatever they swap in dies, so we're good. So. 45. Customer and Claymore are starting to notice just how much they like each other. They're besties. Apart from Papaya. Whoops. Proclaimer thinks Gus looked really cool in that game. Proclaimer learned quick breath from watching Gus. That's pretty good. So, it says in the title we're gonna ramble about dead card games. I suppose we should do that. So, it's been a bit since we've talked about it. I haven't caught up with... we haven't talked about MetaZoo in a couple months. I think. Feels like it, anyway. Oh, there's more beasties. It's blue. It's not a shiny, it's just a different colored one. How do we tame you again? Then 2+ mind attacks on his... Alright. If we want that cool blue Silas. I think bird. Tricky though. Okay, well, no point in that, I guess. And okay, we could hit there. Oh well, it's fine. It's not a shiny, just a different color. Let's comment. Alright, wait. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, you're 315 damage. You swap out the cabaret. Jellyfishes. Jellyfish. There's a reclaimer. So MetaZoo is a, or was, I guess it's still, they rebooted it. It's a whole thing, which we can get into. So MetaZoo came out in 2021, I think. 2021, 2020, 2021, end of 2020. I think the Kickstarter stuff happened in 2021. For 2020. The white. 1 point. Excuse me. Stare down. If self the front row target feels one nervous. Get rid of twist. Are they gonna swap out? I don't know. We fit here. Swapped out there. Okay. Okay, jellyfish is still in. And MetaZoo is a game about cryptids. You take the role of what they call a caster, and your deck is your spell book, and individual cards are referred to as pages, and your hand is called a chapter. Hi, Sucrose. Oh my goodness. Please go follow Sucrose if you're not already. She's awesome. She does ASMR on Sundays, and the rest of the week she plays games. She does retro game stuff. Alright, for some reason I have trouble thinking. There's retro games, fighting games, all kinds of different stuff. and her ASMR is really good, and she's got some of the best giggles out there. There's really nice giggles. They'll make you happy. Put a smile on your face. Sucrose does that too, besides her giggles, but I don't know what I'm saying. Go follow Sucrose if you're not, for whatever reason. 34. Bye, Sucrose. How you doing? Oh, Sucrose is also doing 24 or 48 hour stream. Like it's 24 hours on Saturday. She'll be playing Hypnagogia. We were gonna watch Dragon Ball Abridged. But that would be like all day. Like literally all day. Right here. Oh, she's playing Hypnagogia instead. And I'm really excited. So Hypnagogia, Boundless Dreams, because there's Hypnagogia, which was made for Game Jam, and then the dev made Boundless Dreams to flesh stuff out and to add some other content. So I don't want to spoil anything, Sucrose, but I spent almost 12 hours on the game. So it almost took up a whole 12-hour stream on its own. And I still don't have all the achievements. I'm missing 4 that I don't, they're secrets. I don't know how to get them. Okay, they're not here. But it's a really good game, and I really like it. I really, really like it. Hey, Dust Bunny. So about Dust Bunny scrimmage. Yeah, it's a really good game. I won't say anything else because I want you to go in as blind as possible because it's worth it. I almost finished the game in one sitting though. We almost did. And then I spent like another 8 hours. I don't know. It's a crazy amount of time on it the next day. But it was made by one guy, one dev. He had the help. They had the help of some other people for the music and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. Launch. Auto targets front row. Target feels shook, can't attack. Alright, let's get here and we win. Cool. We're just grinding XP right now, Sucrose. I haven't done it in a while, so we can ramble about Medizu some more. And if you've been here for long enough, you've heard me talk about it already. And probably know all of it already, but so in the world of Medizu, the creator of the game, the OG Medizu, because there's a reboot, because the whole thing, the original Medizu company went defunct and then was purchased by I think just a dude, and it's been relaunched with a new game and stuff. I have not played it. I don't know how many sets they've gotten in. But I did not buy any of it because I have enough. I got enough cards. I had so in the hand cam streams you can see them in the bottom left corner of the screen, left side of the screen. I have two of these big plastic tubs that you had Bauduco wafers from Sam's Club in them. They're full of my bulk MetaZoo cards. I have one that's completely full and one that's maybe a quarter, less than a quarter full of just bulk. Over the I think it took me a total of like 6 hours over like 3 or 4 nights of after stream sorting out my bulk. I tried to keep like 2 or 3 play sets of every card. And in MetaZoo, each individual card has a number that tells you has a number of copies you can have in the deck. Like in some Magic cards, there's a Knights Templar creature card in the Assassin's Creed Magic set that says you can have as many of this card in your deck as you want. There's a rat card, rat creature, all that stuff. In MetaZoo, I don't think there's a card like that, but some beasties, in MetaZoo the creatures are called beasties. Oh, Penelope's ready to evolve? Okay. Yeah, and some creatures, some beasties in MetaZoo you can have up to 10 copies of. I don't know why you would do that unless you're playing Fearsome Critters, which is an archetype built around the little creatures. Wendigoon did a video about the Fearsome Critters. They're a collection of stories that woodsmen and people working on the American frontier would tell each other to haze younger people, because they were essentially hazing rituals. It's not the Hodag. In MetaZoo, the Hodag is classified as its creature type is a fearsome critter. I think it's the Hogak. The Hugak? Not the Hodag. The Hugak is it's a fearsome critter. It's about the size of a horse, and it has this massive bottom lip. Yeah, Hodag. There is a Hodag card in MetaZoo. It's this green creature with red eyes, or red accents around the eyes, and horns on its head, spines down its back, and he essentially works like Ditto. While he's active, his attack lets you copy another creature's attack, another beastie's attack, which, you know, can be good, or you have really bad options for that. Or it replaces an ability. I don't remember. I don't have the card easily accessible right now. It is in my draft cube, and I would have to pull it out to look at it for sure. I could just Google it. Hold on. We'll pull it up on eBay. Hold on. Hogag. Hogak. Right, is it Hodag? Hodag, not Cack. Ack. Oh, yeah, Hogag. Hodag. Not Hogag. Hodag. Oh, if you want, if you want a copy of the card, someone's selling it for $1.50. Oh, it's not first edition. Oh, its ability. You have to tap it, and against the attack or power, so you can copy an attack or power on target opposing beastie. Hodag loses the chosen attack or power if the chosen beastie or Hodag leaves the arena, so if it's knocked out. Or if it activates Great Mimicry again and has Tribal Boost, so it gets plus 10 more damage and HP for every other fearsome critter. So, went out to the area it's supposed to be from. Yeah, Hodag is it's a fun little story, for sure. They went extinct because they headbutt trees, from what I recall. I don't know. It's been a bit since I've read about them or anything. But they would headbutt trees. So I think I'm thinking of the right one. They roll around in tar or mud in the fall, and then roll around in dead leaves to cover themselves for camouflage. It might be something else I'm thinking of. And then they headbutt trees to knock porcupines out of, because they would only eat porcupines that live in trees. So they went extinct because the porcupines did. I think I might be thinking of a different cryptid, but yeah, he's a goofy little guy. He's a goofy little guy. But he's a fearsome critter. And then the Hugak. I think it's the Hugak. Maybe not. I can never remember. Excuse me. Whatever. Whatever. I don't think I have one of those cards over here. But Hodag is very cool. I don't know what my favorite is. I'm not sure what my favorite would be. I mean, because of where I am, we didn't get any cryptids from Utah printed on a MetaZoo card. There's only 2 that you could feasibly do a card of. One is the Bear Lake Monster, which lives in the Bear Lake. I don't actually know too much about him. From what I recall, he's about 50 feet long, and the most common description of him is that he is a hairy crocodile whale thing. Like, they look like a whale ancestor, where they have like this long, like the head of a cow or something like that. But we didn't get a Bear Lake Monster card. Neither did we get an old Ephraim card. Sorry.
Holy cow, 112 cheered X10.
Thank you for the bits, holy cow. Thank you, sweetheart. If you put a message in the same message, if you put text in the same message as some bits, holy cow, the TTS will read it. It will do that. Anyway, there's this. So the fearsome critters were a series of hazing rituals or oral traditions. There's the Rumptafusel. It disguises itself. It's camouflaged as a fur coat on the side of the road. So, and if you touch it, it sucks all the skin and skin off your bones, all the flesh off your bones, something like that. So, you could imagine somebody touched somebody's coat and was like, "Hey, don't touch my coat." So, spread this story of the Rumptafusel, so people would stop touching their coat. It's good stuff. And I can't remember his name. I think it's the Hugak, something like that. It's about the size of a horse, camel thing. They have a really long bottom lip that they use to scrape bark off of trees or something. And then they don't have knees in their legs, so they walk like they're on stilts. And so they can't lay down because they can't get up. So if you're ever walking through the woods and you see a fallen tree, it's because one of them leaned against it. So if you want to hunt one, you track it, find its favorite tree, and you chop a wedge into the tree. So when it leans against the tree to sleep, the tree will fall over, and so will it, and then you can eat it. Anyway, fearsome critters are really fun. And there's a bunch of them that got MetaZoo cards. They're a whole archetype based around flooding the field with little guys that make each other stronger with their tribal boost. And they can be pretty nasty if you don't get a handle on them pretty quick. I did not mean to volley. I did not mean to volley. But thank you for the 10 bits, holy cow. Thank you, sweetheart. You leveled up. Good job, Penelope. Oh, they swapped out to a scrimmage. 98 damage! Oh boy. We'll move you. You have more stamina right now. So in MetaZoo's setting, you play as a caster, and your deck is your spell book. As in Magic, you play as a planeswalker, and your deck is a library of your knowledge of all spells. So when you draw, you're like remembering something. Flavor-wise, in Magic, when you draw a card, you remember a spell. And so when you mill, you send stuff to your discard pile, your graveyard. You're expending the knowledge of that spell or creature or whatever, which is fun flavor-wise. But in MetaZoo, it's a bunch of jargon. I don't know if jargon's the right word, but it's just a bunch of change of nouns and stuff. So your deck is called your spell book, which is easy enough to keep track of, but individual cards are called pages, and your hand is called your chapter. And when you draw a card, it's called bookmarking. So you put a bookmark in your spell book. You know, it's fun, it's whimsical, maybe more whimsy. You know, whimsy is always nice. Into in. Oh, noisy. That's what they were going for. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So, MetaZoo has its own lore and setting that the creator of the game put into. Excuse me. Oh, did I block the wrong one? Yep. This could be bad. Oh, no, Sugar took it. Good job, Sugar. You're angry, so you can't use shield. The block. The wiped. This game. So in the world of MetaZoo, the world is like ours, but like the events that start everything is in like I don't actually remember. The 30s? The 2030s or something? It takes place in the future. But they don't have any futuristic tech, like, besides, you know, they don't have flying cars or anything. Because the veil that separated, you know, reality, what, you know, the world from the supernatural was shattered by the big bad evil guy, who's pretty much just like, he looks like a Giovanni knockoff, and his design is a knockoff Giovanni from Pokemon. It is. But he's like this immortal spirit evil guy who, with the help of Mothman, shatters the veil. And a bunch of people die, and you know, cryptids are visible now. So, the setting's kind of dark. It's kind of dark. The guy that made Medizu, the OG Medizu, made light novels or visual novels. And there's like 3 or 4 volumes that ever released. So, we didn't get too far into the story. You guys don't have horizontal vertical. Oh, you do, but that's only back row. Okay, we're fine then. But the card game itself, if you've ever played MetaZoo, or if you've ever played Magic, you'll know how MetaZoo plays. It plays like Magic, pretty much 1-for-1. It has the resource cards like lands, called aura cards. But it has types like Pokemon. And then individual creatures have HP values and attacks with damage values, but you don't attach the resources to the creatures themselves like energy cards. You have your aura cards like lands. So it's a bit of a mix of the two. And MetaZoo's big gimmick is that it breaks the fourth wall. There's abilities called fourth wall abilities and things that you can only activate if certain things outside of the game happen. There's some cards that let you play them at instant speed, so whenever you want. If real thunder was heard during the game, if it's between the hours of midnight to 3 a.m., some creatures can be played for cheaper costs, stuff like that. My favorite is the Houston Batman, and is invisible with you're playing near a tree or if a tree's within sight. So he's usually always invisible, which means he can't be blocked or targeted with attacks, stuff like that. He's a pretty good card and hits for a decent amount of damage. Anyway, that MetaZoo's gimmick is it breaks the fourth wall. So, they also get HP and depending on the card itself. But beasties can receive damage boosts and HP boosts. Raise it. It can raise their maximum life points and raise their damage output depending on where you're playing. So if you're playing near an ocean, particular like water beasties like Chessie, and there's different bodies of water that count. It's not just like if you're playing near a body of water. There's bonuses, fourth wall bonuses from ocean, river, lake, ocean, river, lake, and they all have different symbols. So, and then they also have, so those are tracked by icons with a little number next to them. And then they also have individual traits above those on the card. So, which could be many things, like life steal, inherent invisibility that doesn't have to be triggered by something. Stone skin, so they take like half damage from physical attacks. Spirit, which means they can only be targeted by attacks. Targeted for attacks by other spirits. It can't be blocked except by spirits, which in most cases is probably better than being invisible. A lot of stuff. And it's one of Medisu's biggest problems is that you had to keep track of types and type advantages, like in Pokemon. And there are like 12 of them. There's Earth, Water, Forest, the grass equivalent, Flame, Lightning, Spirit, which is different from the Spirit trait, Darkness, or just Dark, Light. I feel like I missed Frost, and then Colorless, and Normal type, whatever, where they don't have an elemental alignment. Am I missing one? So that's like, there's like 10 or 12 of them they have to keep track of. In later sets, they introduce dual types, which it's a lot to keep track of. And then you have to memorize a bunch of icons for their traits. See if they have flying, stone skin, if they're a defender, so their HP is doubled on your opponent's turn, or when it's not your turn. If they're immune to damage, if they're immortal, if they have Bloodsucker, if they're unblockable, if they're spellproof. Just a bunch of stuff to keep track of, like just those alone. And then you have to memorize the icons for like fourth wall bonuses: ocean, lake, river, mountain, desert, dusk, dawn, nighttime, it's the full moon, meteor storm, lightning storm, rain, snow, winter time. I think that's about all of them. You have to memorize icons for those, and they change between sets, because the first couple sets they didn't have standardized symbols. They changed those symbols for the fourth wall bonuses, and the traits changed between the first and second set, and then they changed again in the third set, and then after the third set on, they kind of stayed the same. So it's a lot to keep track of. They also have status afflictions, like in Pokemon. The Pokemon, you only have to worry about poison, burn, sleep, paralysis. And poison and burn are kept track by individual icons or whatever, tokens. And then sleep and paralysis and confusion are kept track by the position of the card. If it's sideways, upside down. I think if it's sideways, they're paralyzed. If the card's flipped upside down, it's confused. Anyway, Medizu has burn, paralysis, poison, fear, confused, frostbite. I'm missing a few. Hold on, I have a rule book right here. I can just look it up. Hold on. Oh, I forgot a type. There's cosmic, which is like space aliens and stuff. Um, where is it? So, there's Frozen, Burn, Poison, Paralyzed, Sleep, Scared, Confusion. That's it. And then you have to keep track of the typings. There's just a lot you have to memorize and keep track of in a MetaZoo game, and it can get out of hand really quick. And it's one of MetaZoo's biggest failings, in my opinion. I like playing MetaZoo. It essentially plays like a magic joke set, and an unset, unglued, unsanctioned, like stuff like that magic, where they make a bunch of joke cards for a magic set that aren't tournament legal. They just play with those cards. They have a good laugh. There are fun deck building. I had fun deck building in MetaZoo. I haven't in a while, but I have a collection, maybe like 10 decks I've built. Deck building in MetaZoo is fun. I just like deck building, but there's not like a lot of the archetypal cards in MetaZoo were split up between sets, so you would get chunks of an archetype in one set, and then you wouldn't be able to finish this combo for another 2 sets. But anyway, so MetaZoo game about cryptids, and they came out in 2021. They did the Kickstarter, I think, in 2020. The base set didn't get a reprint till 2021, I believe. I have some cards here. Do I have any base set? 2021. It's 2021. And it came out around the time of like the Pokemon, just the TCG boom bubble thing that lasted for like a year. You could argue it's happening, but it's definitely calmed down now. And MetaZoo stuff was going for crazy, just absolutely nutty prices on the secondary market. Like Kickstarter booster boxes still hold a bit of value on the secondary market, but not a ton. Not compared to what they used to be worth in 2021, 2022, 2023. Bird and Reclaimer have become besties. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling. So MetaZoo's base set came out, and if you look up MetaZoo cards, you can tell with the base set they were trying to ape on the watercolor Ken Sugimori art for like the first 4 sets of the Pokemon TCG, based through like through Team Rocket, that style, and they capture it decently enough in a couple cards, and then some are just they don't look very nice at all. And MetaZoo cards were originally going to have a black border around the card, like Magic, and then they did a Christmas side set with red borders because it's Christmassy, right? And they ended up liking the red border so much they went with it. To also ape on the old Pokemon cards that have yellow borders. I like the yellow borders around Pokemon cards. I like them, but the silver looks nice too. But they ended up going with red, and there are lightning element cards in MetaZoo. So you have red and yellow touching each other, which I never like. Don't have not liked most of my life. It just makes me uncomfortable. It hurts my eyes. Anyway, they want the red border, which is very bright. It can clash pretty hard with some other colors on the cards. But yeah, so they were trying to ape the Kintsugamori art style, the watercolor Pokemon art, which I think is still some of my favorite art of Pokemon out there. My potato. $77. And in my opinion, it took them at least 3 sets. I think in Wilderness, their third main set, they kind of got their own little watercolory art style down. But the first 2 sets are pretty rough. They are very rough. There's some pretty nice art in the first set, but they are the exception, for sure. A lot of the cards, I think they've made to look ugly on purpose, at least Gumbaroo, depending on the cryptid, anyway. Filler. Cut shot. Okay, we still have to move up. And they got all the flack for, essentially just stealing Pokemon's, ripping on Kintsugamori's art style. Which I think is fair and kind of also not... I don't know if that makes sense. Because some of the art in the first set's pretty good. I've said this multiple times. I just keep repeating myself. I'm sorry. But the last set they did, Native, which they actually consulted people from Native American tribes to consult on the cards, which is actually really cool. That art in that set is gorgeous. I love that art a lot, and I feel bad because they finally, it felt like they finally got their style down, and then the game died. The company died. So Meta's problem, besides like the inherent gameplay flaws with all these things you have to keep track of, you have to keep track of bonus damage from fourth wall traits themselves, and then status indicators, poison, sleep, paralysis, fear, or scared, all that confusion. All you have to remember what all that stuff does. And excuse me. They went out of business after in like 2023. I'm pretty sure it was 2023. It was not last year. It's not last year. It feels like it was last year. It was not. Like August or September of 2023. Maybe it was 20. Yeah, because they barely made it, if not. But it did not make it to 2 years. They got close. They got close. Okay, we'll do more. So what we know now is that they would put out pre-orders on their website for the next main set or they did a ton, just a ton of side sets that sometimes would have pretty decent meta relevant cards printed in them, but they were only printed in these side sets, which made them hard to get your hands on. Not that I ever went to a MetaZoo tournament. I don't think they ever did any near me at all, ever. Which is sad, because I would have loved to play in one. Because MetaZoo is fun. This game. So they would put out pre-orders for all these side sets and then the next main set. And what we know now is that they would use the money from the pre-orders to pay the printing companies and the distributors for their labor, for printing the cards and then shipping them of the previous set. So they were running on this treadmill, maybe not from the beginning, but they got on this treadmill and they could not get off until they had to, because they filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. It was not Chapter 11, it was Chapter 7. And yeah, so it was real bad. And so what killed the company, but they kept this going because people kept buying this stuff. And then the last product they ever released was a set in collaboration with Sanrio called My Melody's Cryptid Carnival, focusing on My Melody and or it was Kuromi's Cryptid Carnival. Kuromi and My Melody, and I believe there were a couple Hello Kitty cards. I don't think there were Cinnamoroll cards. I don't think there were. And we opened a handful of those packs. And they made this booster box bundle kit. Came with 2 booster boxes and like 4 or 5 exclusive promo cards to this bundle. For they put it out for pre-order for like 300 to like 250, because if you're pre-ordering and you're getting bulk. Thank you for the 10 bits, holy cow. Thank you, sweetheart.
Holy cow, 112 cheered X10.
And this was like a big deal at the time, and it kind of killed the company, or you know, put the last nail in their coffin. They already had a foot in the grave, and it pushed it. Whatever analogy you want to use. So people pre-ordered this booster box bundle with 2 boxes and the fancy, the cute little promos, with like exclusive art or whatever. I don't know if they were exclusive card, unique card play pieces, or if they were just alt arts. I don't actually remember or know. But they put them out for pre-order for like 250, 300, something like that. And then the day it came out on TCG Player, you could get them for like 150. Or maybe it was 250. I don't know. Anyway, if you pre-ordered them, you actually paid more than TCG was selling them for on the day that they released, this product released. And it pissed a lot of people off because they got shafted. They just they spent all this money on a couple booster boxes, and then TCG Player turns around and flips them for, you know, less than retail. And it was a big deal. The Sanrio set didn't sell well at all. We opened some packs. We opened 12 because I found a listing for them for pretty cheap. It turned out to be pretty cheap per pack. Actually, I bought 24, so close to a booster box. We opened them on stream earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year or last year. And 48. Nice. Nothing that we pulled. From what I've seen, nothing. Closest thing I can compare them to. So, all the creature cards and stuff, the beasties, the cryptids, in the Chromie set, are all chibi versions or little baby versions of the other cards. So they're archetype support. And then Chromie and My Melody have their own little archetype thing that you can build with life gain and tokens and stuff on your Chromie cards to do other stuff. I've sat down and I've tried to build a deck with the chibi cryptids, and it just does not work. The closest thing I can compare it to, for people that play card games, is they're basically Bedazu's Toon monsters from like early Yu-Gi-Oh! Without the Toon support from like Toon Kingdom, and Page Flip and all that stuff. The newer Toon support. They're just kind of unplayable. Not very good. And the set sold like garbage. It did not do very well at all. Thank you for the bits. Holy cow, thank you, sweetheart. It did not sell well at all. And yeah, I had to file for bankruptcy. And at this time, what also was happening. So the set before the Chromie set, Native, which is the set I have the least amount of cards from, and it's probably the best set they ever made, at least art-wise. There was this huge leap in power printed in the Native set, with all these super strong giant monsters and god deity creatures. Bunch of scrimmages. And they put that stuff out for pre-order. And then they made this influencer kit or streamer kit, came with a couple booster packs, a playmat, and a little card easel for like pack openings. You could film pack openings and have a playmat and stuff. And I think it was like $80. Around there. People pre-ordered this, and after like a year they still hadn't arrived. And they never did. No one ever got them. I don't even know if they were printed. And at the time, they had, so like a couple months before they closed down, or like, hey, we're closing down, they did a blog post of like, hey guys, we're gonna work on this stuff, we're gonna improve, because they had a lot of problems. They weren't shipping pre-orders on time because they were backlogged with trying to pay for them and stuff like that. But so like, hey, we're going to work on product quality and shipping them out to you on time. And here's a roadmap of like product releases and stuff we're gonna do. So we had like a calendar for the year of releases. They were gonna do the Native streamer kits were supposed to ship in like February, and February 2023. We were gonna get the Chromie set, and then we were going to get a set where there was going to be a climax fight or whatever in the novels or something. So we were gonna get some reprints of some older stuff and retrains of stuff in this next set. And then they were going to do an SCP set, which never released. I don't even know if anyone has any of those cards in their possession. They might have been printed, but they were never released. I don't even know if they were out for pre-order. I saw listings on the SCP stuff, Medizu SCP cards, on eBay, and it's like, oh, that's cool, because people would be like, hey, pre-order, I'm gonna buy a bunch of this stuff, so you pre-order from sellers on eBay or whatever. Maybe it was through TCG Player, I don't know. But that never released, because the Chromie set, they had to get the art of the cards approved by Sanrio themselves, and if they didn't like it, they had to tell the artist, hey, can't use this art piece even though you worked for like a week on it. You gotta find something new, or artists would compete with each other, try and get their art for a card, because the art couldn't be too violent because it's Sanrio. Anyway, they had to push a bunch of the sets and other products back by months, because they needed to get the Sanrio set out for like contract reasons. And it killed the company because it sold terribly. It did, and none of the cards were meta relevant at all, which is fair, but still sad. So if you wanted to get the cards to play in the game, there was really no reason to buy the product. Kind of what's happening to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or what was happening to Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. I follow Yu-Gi-Oh! News. I have not played paper Yu-Gi-Oh! In years. Anyway, Medizu put out this blog post like, hey, we're gonna fix a bunch of stuff. And then a matter of literally like 3 months or a couple weeks, the creator of Medizu posted on their Discord like, hey, Medizu is insolvent, we're shutting down all operations immediately. Oh, also, when I did the blog post months earlier saying like, hey guys, we're gonna fix all this stuff, we're committed to fixing it, they also said they're cutting pretty much all like tournament support, and they're going to focusing on having their presence at like cryptid based conventions and stuff, instead of other things. So people are like, what the heck? And then they're like, we're closing the Discord. It's only going to be used for news and announcements. Where their Discord server was basically anyone who played Medizu at all, like competitively or anything. Like pretty much the bulk of the Medizu community, I was never on the Discord server, but the bulk of them were on this Discord server, and then they're like, we're shutting it down, it's only going to be used for news and announcements. So they basically cut their community off at the knees and are like, good luck. Maybe because they knew they were going to shut down in a couple months, I don't know. They did shut down, and so they announced that they were closing, and people were like, what the heck's going on here? And there was a bunch of speculation that they were going to get bought out by Bandai, because Bandai has a bunch of card games. They have One Piece, Digimon, I think a couple others, the Gundam TCG now. I think it got so big, people were talking about it so much, I think somebody from Bandai had to be like, hey, no, we're not buying this. Or it was so the guy that made Medizu, his name's Mike, I think. Either Mike or somebody at Bandai was like, no, Bandai is not buying us, or we're not buying Medizu. So people didn't know what was going on for a couple months. And then we found out after a couple months had passed, or a month or two, they filed for the Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and we got to look at the public court documents, stuff like that. And we found out their list of debtors, the people that they owed money, a list of companies and things that they owed the most money to that would get paid back first. And on the list was Sanrio at like number 1 or 2. Marvel was on the list, and we didn't even know that there was. Maybe it was either for a comic book, or they were going to do like Marvel superhero MetaZoo cards, which would be really strange. But they owed Marvel money. They owed a lot of money to their printers, which were based in China, and their distributors. And we're like, they owe Marvel money? What? It was very strange. And then they went through all that, and then they liquidated the distributor. There was a bunch of drama with one of the distributors because they're like, "Hey, I have pallets and pallets of MetaZoo product. I'm just gonna liquidate it all." So they sold it all, and then there was this drama of like, can they even do that? They sold a bunch of like key art prints and stuff and all this stuff at auction. So there was I think there was another lawsuit be like, hey, you guys couldn't do that. That was still ours, that we needed to do that. We needed to liquidate that to file for bankruptcy or whatever, to pay people. I don't know. It was a thing. And here, that's 72, 75. Anyway, it was a very interesting couple months. And eventually they did get bought out by like a dude or some other smaller company. Be like, hey, we're going to bring MetaZoo back, but we're going to do a different game with different rules and stuff. I haven't bought any of that stuff because when it released, it was only booster boxes, and they were like, we're going to do theme decks, starter decks, and they did not release with the booster boxes, which it's fine, I guess, because they needed to make money sometime soon. But this is frustrating because to me it's a big red flag if a company or if a TCG does not have starter decks on launch or at all. It's just kind of really dumb, and I hate it. Ouch! I made himself noisy. Okay, still wiped. Whew. Level 49, nice. Have another battery charge. Oh boy, been over 2 hours already. I don't know if anything I'm saying makes sense at all. If it's coherent at all. Yeah, so MetaZoo still exists in this rebooted game and stuff. I have not played it. I've seen openings of it, and I'm not a big fan of the look of the cards or the art, really. So they still have rights to the old art from the original MetaZoo game, and they use it still in the newer cards. And they have some new art that they got from like a company that just makes art for things. So it clashes. There's a lot of clashing art styles in the set in the game, and it's a little jarring looking at it. What is this? Mental defense. I don't know how it plays. It's also expensive. So, MetaZoo players or MetaZoo collectors over the past, after MetaZoo shut down and even beforehand, were accustomed to just not paying a ton for product on eBay. I have not looked at prices of booster boxes for MetaZoo in a while, but you could get like base set second edition for like $22 for a booster box, which is pretty low. I know some Digimon booster boxes are like $48-50, which is good for me because I like opening them, and the Digimon card game's cool, and the Digimon cards, one of the coolest cards out there in terms of artwork and stuff, in my opinion. I did not mean to use shield. Excuse me. That's going to hurt. Okay. Joker took it. It's 1 point. Yeah, it's essentially crash course on MetaZoo and what the heck happened to it. I think it's a charming little thing, in my opinion, but I I have a ton of MetaZoo cards. And my opinion, it's fun to play, but has some interesting stuff going on there gameplay wise, but Magic is probably better. It's definitely better. There's more ways to play Magic. One of my biggest problems with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fun. I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I like playing Master Duel. Is that there's not a ton of different ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh! You're just playing standard Yu-Gi-Oh! There's one format really on Master Duel with the occasional like throwback event thing or little side event thing with different rules, or you start the game with specific cards on the field, which are really fun. But Magic has a bunch of different formats you can play. If you don't like to play standard, you can play Commander. The best way to get into Magic is probably Commander these days, just because there's not a ton of like starter stuff for Magic really, besides the little starter Commander decks and the Commander decks themselves. Depending on how good the deck is, it could be pricey. With the Final Fantasy set, they released this 2-deck starter kit thing that they haven't done since like the Assassin's Creed set, I think. And the Final Fantasy set brought a lot of people to the game. For sure. Where's my beasties? Oops. I don't know. There's just more than one way to experience Magic, I guess. And for most of my life, that was kitchen table magic. It was how I learned to play magic. We see jellyfish around here a lot. Come on. Move. Sorry, I don't know if this stream was fun at all. I guess I had fun. I'm like sweating because I'm rambling so hard. Oh, the muscle bound moved. They're probably gonna put in the other ones, so they'll still do 74. Oh, they put in the scrimmage. I think barely lives, yeah. I should be moving Sugar up because she has the move that can heal 20. Ouchie. Ouch. Okay, we'll just stay here again. The noisy just stood for a turn. Which one are we going to? Volley to this one, and then attack, or do they volley back? I don't know. Okay, I guess it's right. We might live. Barely. Barely. Alright. Bum 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 bum. Her. Yeah, Mantizu's got a bunch of cool cryptids that got cards, but none from around where I am, which is a bummer. So the first set is called Cryptid Nation, or the first block of sets is called Cryptid Nation. So they were going to do this big climax set with, they were going to do a yokai set, based around yokai. They teased a bit in some card art from UFO and stuff. The UFO set. Don't remember if that was going to happen before the big climax set with a bunch of retrains and reprints. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Yeah, they were going to do a yokai set, which would be pretty cool. I think that would have been pretty neat. but never got that. We never got it. Old calculation. The 60. Okay. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Level 50. All right. We're probably going to be using Reclaimer. He's got higher attack. Alright, we should probably call it here. I need to make sure my sheets are dry. Make sure they don't need another tumble through the dryer. And I think I need to, I'll get out of your guys' hair. Rambling for 2.5 hours. I need to rest my voice. Yeah, thank you guys for spending time with me tonight. Thank you for listening to me ramble about MetaZoo for like the bajillionth time. I appreciate it. Let's see who's live. I think I have some MetaZoo product on my throne. I think. You guys want to watch me open some more? I would not be opposed to that. Okay. What do we got? Oh, Baller is live. Ray Baller. Nimbus is live too. We rated Sucky Bunny Thursday. Right, was that Thursday? Or was it Tuesday? It was earlier this week. Earlier this week. Or last week. It was last week. Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. I don't remember. We rated her last week. Gray Baller. I don't think I've rated Baller in a very, very long time. Hi Minari, thank you for the water. Hi Minari! Hope you're having a good... Is 10:39 p.m. evening, or is that nighttime? If it's not, it's nighttime, just 11 p.m. Because midnight's the morning, right? Okay. Please go follow Minari if you're not already. Please, please. She's awesome. She's super sweet. She's a pretty fox wolf lady. She used to be a pretty jellyfish lady. She's still pretty, but she's a fox wolf now. She does ASMR streams. She's really sweet. She's very good at ASMR. She has a very calming presence. She's got a nice voice. Please give her lots of love. She does upload her VODs to YouTube as well. You need those to help you relax. She's great. No, it's okay. We spent 2.5 hours grinding XP and rambling about MetaZoo again, so you didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. We're gonna go raid Baller. Try to spell this right. There's an underscore. 39. Thank you, YouTube Minari. I gotta go check on my sheets in the dryer. The dryer's been having problems where stuff gets wet after the dryer's done. Something with the condenser or something. I checked the the chute, the lint vent, and it was fine, not obstructed at all. So it's something else. Um, but I need to go check on it. But good night, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the 10, 20. Thank you for the 20 bets fully count. Thank you, sweetheart. I will see you guys tomorrow for some Digimon. I think we're nearing the end of the game. We're hitting a climax. I don't know if it's the last chapter of the game. We're in chapter 17 when the first game went to chapter 20. So, excuse me. We'll see if it goes to chapter 20. It'd be weird if they cut it off at 17, but what do I know? Nothing. But please be nice to Baller. Please, he's playing a little train game where you play as a little bear. Locomoto. At least he's playing as a bear. Good night, guys. Make sure you take your meds, brush your teeth, drink some water, eat something if you haven't yet, put on some cozy pajamas. Bye bye, love you, bye bye.